My fellow residents, Mayor John Cannon here. I start today's conversation with something very important, voting. Last week, I mentioned the importance of voting in local elections. Portage had an outstanding turnout, one which didn't get the media attention we deserved. Last Tuesday, we had record turnout for a local municipal primary. I've yet to break down all the numbers, but last Tuesday, 4,451 folks voted for mayor, which is a record for Portage. 4 years ago, in 2015, we had 3,182 votes. 4 years prior to that, in 2011, we had 4,074 votes. If that number sounds daunting to you, and you wonder if your vote really counts, then know this. As I said last week, it is common for candidates in Portage to win by just a few votes. Portage mayor has recently been won by a margin of 300 to 400 votes. Many of you who join me in these weekly conversations understand the importance of voting as a civic duty. Spreading awareness is the key. Thank you to you and the Portage residents, Democrats and Republicans. We did well last week. Both parties made records. Good job to all. So let's move on to a new topic. We started these conversations together in early March. Along the way, we have promised to be honest, straightforward with each other. It's what I have been calling straight talk. I'd like to address something head on, something that is on the minds of many residents. And if it's not on your mind, I guarantee you've noticed. So let's address it together right now. I've said in many times before, Portage is truly resilient. With the disappointing closures of a few local businesses such as Harbor Automotive, Steak and Shake, and Lowe's, many optimistic residents have asked me, as mayor, to open certain types of businesses in their place. They have ranged from more retail establishments, more restaurants, such as Cracker Barrel, Marshall's, Home Goods, and everyone's beloved favorite, Target. Mayors are just one branch of your city's local government. Yes, we can and do encourage businesses and industries to lay down their roots in Portage. As a matter of fact, we have an economic development department that promotes Portage and even courts them into establishing their businesses in Portage. During this courting process, similar to dating, I suppose, it is totally up to the private business to make these plans. The reason it is up to the private business to make these plans is simple. Opening a business is never a sure thing. They require money, time, and resources. Businesses open at their own risk, hoping to outweigh the risk with rewards and profits. With risk can and oftentimes does come with rewards. Bass Pro took a risk and invested millions of dollars when they came to Portage. Bass Pro has since reaped the rewards. Walgreens on the corner of Willow Creek and Central has reaped the rewards. Walgreens has done so well in Portage that they relocated across the street in a brand new building, helping the city redevelop that corner and improving curb appeal. Now, where cities do have a say is where zoning is concerned. One example of the importance of zoning is preventing a big manufacturing business that makes a lot of noise from opening up in your neighborhood or even around the corner. Your city leaders over the years have encouraged private development to happen here in our city limits. Some of those efforts have been very successful, but ultimately, it's not up to us. But Portage has had a big boom in growth. Much of the growth is because of certain demographics are needed for a business to open within a community. These demographics include income level, low crime, roads, and infrastructure. Now, we all know Portage. We happen to have all that going for us. Years ago, Kmart closed. Meyer saw an opportunity in Portage and rejuvenated the building and redeveloped the land on Highway 6. This made way for the plaza, that is home to Panera Bread, Domino's, and others. Similar developments came in place when Walmart opened years ago, when Kohl's opened, Portage 16 IMAX, and so on. These store closures are disappointing, but in the long term, they are just making way for the new. In the case of Harbor Automotive, which has been closed for about 6 months, there are plans for a new car dealership moving in there soon. Portage is always on the move. Please stay tuned. On to a new topic. Since taking office in March, I've been talking about transparency and communication and trust. As you drive through road construction here in the city of Portage, you will notice signs saying what type of project is happening and what source of funds is paying for it. This is an incentive started by me as mayor to be transparent and open to residents when you see your city funds being spent on big projects. The last topic of today's agenda is a follow-up from the agenda item I shared with you during last week's conversation. My meeting last week with U.S. Senator Todd Young's staff went very well. They returned to Washington, D.C., knowing beachfront erosion is causing a serious threat to our national park. Be it known to Portage taxpayers, in recent weeks, your mayor's office has been in contact with both U.S. senators and our governor regarding the threat of beach erosion. Yesterday, I spoke at our police memorial, which is held every year during the second week of May. I asked our officers to reflect upon the noble responsibility they have to our residents. I asked them to remember it comes with responsibility both on and off duty. As a public official, I have the same responsibility. Now, I ask you to reflect upon the bravery and sacrifice our police officers bestow upon our community, not just while they're on duty, but in their daily lives. And I ask you to pray for all of our first responders. May God watch over them in their work. Until next time, God bless you and see you soon.